The American kestrel, scientific name Falcos bavarius, of the family Falconidae, is also known as the sparrowhawk in some regions because it will attack sparrows as a source of their food. Kestrels are pretty easy to identify. They really just look like little kind of pygmy falcons or hawks. They are sexually dimorphic, this meaning that the characteristics are based on what sex they are. The males are slightly smaller than the females, however, they are much more brightly colored. They have orange, a little bit of red, gray, kind of a yellowish belly. This is to help them attract a mate. You can see an example of the male on the top right. The females are larger than the males, but more dully colored, coming in browns and blacks and a little bit of white, but not as brightly colored as the males. This is because they are in charge of the nesting and don't need the colors to attract a mate. Their sizes do vary quite a bit. They can be as small as blue jays, but as large as mourning doves. They are the smallest falcon, though, in the falcon family, Falconidae. They really just look like little pygmy falcons. They are very falconesque in their appearance. So a little bit about the kestrel's life history, starting with their habitats. Kestrels are often found in open areas with kind of sparse trees. They really enjoy kind of like high deserts where it's not your typical sandy desert, but there's still brush where mice and other small rodents would still live. So farm fields, very common for kestrels to live. They enjoy the open area that farming creates, but still enjoy the trees around the perimeter of the farmlands. They also really enjoy suburban and city areas where they can easily look down and see all of the movement in the grass and for their food. So their diet is extremely varied and quite diverse. They will eat insects such as grasshoppers, beetles, dragonflies, scorpions, and butterflies. But they will also eat meat. Their meat comes from small rodents such as voles and mice, which they hunt from the air. But they will also eat other songbirds, most commonly sparrows, which is where their name sparrowhawk comes from, as they attack and eat sparrows. When they eat, they are perch hunters. This meaning that they will like dive down from perches. After they catch their prey, they attack it with their talons, kind of feet first. They will either enjoy a quick snack there, depending on the size of it, or they will bring it back to their nest and kind of share it with their young if they have any young with them at the time. Nesting, kestrels are cavity nesters. This meaning they don't have outside nests. They nest inside of old dead trees. Often they will take old woodpecker nest, or they will fight the woodpecker for it. If they can't find any woodpecker nests, they'll find natural cavities, kind of tree died, limb fell off kind of deal. But kestrels and woodpeckers kind of go hand in hand with each other's survival. Without woodpeckers, the number of kestrels would decline because they wouldn't have anywhere to nest and raise their young. Their behavior, they hunt during the day. Like I said earlier, they're perch hunters. They change the perch every couple minutes, get better vantage points, kind of rotationally, keep it moving. They also will hunt from the air, kind of like your typical falcon, dive down. They do have diving wings. They will attack other birds, even if the birds are larger. They are really quite brave for their size. If a larger falcon, kind of seen on the picture on the right, ventures into a sparrowhawk's territory, the sparrowhawk will attack it. And really the size doesn't matter to them. They're kind of like your small little yippy dogs that always go after the big dog. The falcon in the picture believe it's a golden eagle, possibly, um, is easily 3 times the size of the little kestrel, but it doesn't seem to mind too much. So, fun fact, I went to Idaho 2 summers ago, and we actually had a kestrel fall out of the tree that was in the front yard, and was actually going to be attacked by the cats that we had on the ranch. I went down to Idaho Fish and Wildlife Service, got a rehabilitation permit, and some little field mice for the kestrel. Fed it for about 3 weeks, and then was able to release it successfully um, shortly afterwards. And kind of a little happy story. I'm assuming the bird's doing fine, but it was a cool experience being able to get in touch with nature in that way.